What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video, not really a vlog. I have been holding in some information that I've been waiting to tell you guys, and if you watched my last vlog, then maybe you know, and maybe you even guessed. There are actually a couple people who did guess correctly, but I do have my next race booked, planned, set in the calendar. Drum roll. I'm running the freaking New York City Marathon this fall. Or fall? I guess that is still fall. Early November. This November. I cannot believe that I'm running the New York City Marathon in the same year that I ran my very first marathon. I feel like that is just so magical. That is such an amazing opportunity, and I'm so thankful and grateful. I didn't think that I would have another major race event for the rest of 2024, but I did tell myself if the opportunity came up, I would take it. I am teaming up with Runna, which is an app, and I will explain more. We'll go into the depths of it. And all the workouts in this video are actually from the Runna app. Such a great training tool, and I feel so lucky to be a part of their team and just share it with y'all. Pretty sure a lot of people who are newer to my channel were brought to my channel because of running. And that's such an awesome thing because, I mean, it's something that I've really learned to love and enjoy in the past couple years. And ever since I've started sharing my running journey, it's brought so many of you guys to me, and I've gotten to connect with so many of you guys because of it, online but in person too, which is really cool. So yeah, New York Marathon is gonna be such an exciting one because I will be training for it and running the actual thing, but then also if there are any of you guys who are also running it or are gonna be in New York for that weekend, there's gonna be chances for us to link up and get together, freaking take in all the amazing magicalness of New York City during that time. But yes, I literally recorded my entire week of training using the Runna app. I wanted to just walk you guys through it because I've been absolutely loving the app. Basically, you can personalize any sort of plan, whether you want to run a 5K, a 10K, half marathon, full marathon. Runna will create a custom plan with all your runs, your strength, your mobility, even nutrition if you want. I think it's so important to have that sort of balance between strength and running because they just go hand in hand, you know? I can definitely say that having a balance of the two will make a difference in how you perform on race day. Going through my first marathon training and then more recently a half marathon training block, like, it makes a difference. I know it can be tough finding a balance between the two, especially if you're not very experienced in the gym or you're not very experienced in running. Runna literally lays everything out for you. Every aspect, I swear, is very well thought out. They ask you what sort of equipment you have access to. You have the option to rearrange your week. So if you have certain life events, which is gonna happen during a training block, you can shift around your workouts to make it work for you. I like the structure, but then I also like the flexibility. And it's really nice to just have everything in one app. So every morning I'm literally so excited to get to my training, seeing what I have for the day. So if you guys need help in creating a training plan and you need a little bit of coaching, then definitely consider Runna. You can use my code Chris as well as the link in my description. That will get you a free 2-week trial and you'll be able to fully experience the app for a full 2 weeks. If you like, then you can go premium and unlock all the weeks leading up to your race day. I even tried this myself, and by the first week I was like, yeah, this is good. I need this. So yes, Runna. Don't forget it, code Chris. But yeah, I'm gonna talk you guys through my week of workouts. I had several different runs to complete, a couple different training sessions in the gym, some mobility, which is very important. Let's get into it. So this was week 2 of 12. Ideally, I would have liked this to be 16 week, but it just happened with the timing and stuff. My training plan is a little bit more condensed, but one reassuring thing is that I did have my half marathon about a month or so ago. So I'm not completely starting from zero. I have a little bit of mileage to work off of. So week 2 started with a Monday run. This was a 4.5 easy run. Anytime I see easy run on the schedule, I'm just like, yes, I can just enjoy myself. Pace does not matter at all. And something I've noticed in the past year of running, my easy runs have progressively gotten a little faster. And that just goes to show that the more you run, the better you will get at it. Of course, some of my easy runs will fluctuate. Sometimes it's at a 9 something pace, sometimes it's at a 10 something pace, but overall, I would say that my easy runs now compared to like a year and a half ago are a little bit faster. With easy runs, I like to focus on keeping my heart rate low, and I would say that they're mostly good for having time on your feet. Obviously, with a big race like the marathon, you're gonna need a lot of time on your feet. In the midst of my training, I'm always so thankful that I have the ocean right here. Literally, it's actually crazy that I live so close to the beach. The Sunset District in San Francisco doesn't necessarily feel like a beach town, but when I'm by the beach, it kind of does, and such a refreshing, freeing experience. 4.5 miles we did. See, this one I absolutely cruised a 9:04 pace at feels like, yeah, usually feels pretty fast for me, so I'm not complaining about that. And I also had an upper body lift scheduled, so I did that at home. I actually didn't record that, so apologies for that. Runna has the entire workout written out. It has the warm-up, different supersets, and there's like a little model that shows you how to do the exercise. For me, I do have experience in the gym and putting together my own workouts, so I use these as inspiration. I don't necessarily follow the workouts to a T, although sometimes I do, which I did later this week. Sometimes I tweak the exercises, add in extra sets, or switch up the reps, whatever it is. But yeah, with any training plan, it's okay to switch things up, and as long as you're not skipping out on some of the more important parts of training, like your long runs or some of the tempo workouts, like it's fine. But yeah, it's nice to have a coach who literally writes down exactly what you need to do. And for someone who has zero experience in putting together a workout, adding in runner focused exercises, this is so clutch. Moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday, I had a tempo run. The goal of this session was to get a little bit faster with each interval that I was doing. And I'm not gonna lie, it was very, very difficult. I actually had the same exact tempo workout on my first week, and I could not even get through it. I literally had to stop and walk so many times, and it was a little discouraging. But coming back week 2 and having to do this again, I was actually able to do it somehow. But it just goes to show, you know, each week is different. There's a lot of different factors that could affect how your runs go. This Tuesday, I happened to do this workout later in the day. I had already eaten 2 meals and hydrated, and I feel like that really helps my running. Something that I've learned about myself is that fueling beforehand really makes a difference. That's why almost never do I go on a run first thing in the morning without eating anything. That's personal preference, but I feel like a lot of people would also agree with that. But yeah, this one was pretty tough, not gonna lie. Any interval that's longer than a mile, are you kidding me? No. 1.9 miles at a 7.7 mile per hour speed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then 1.2 at 7.9, and then 0.6 at 8. You best believe I took that walking rest the full 180 seconds. Also, one thing I love about doing these sort of running workouts with different intervals and whatnot is that the Runna app is compatible with my Garmin. I love when apps seamlessly work together. It just makes life a lot easier. I don't have to keep referring to the screen or whatever. It just like, I get a vibration on my wrist and it's great. Tempo runs are definitely hard because they require a lot of effort from the start, and you have to keep pushing that effort a little bit further, a little bit harder as the hour progresses. These kind of workouts definitely get my head working a little bit more. I don't really have the freedom to just sort of la la la, listen to music, think about nothing. I have to be more focused and tuned in, which is good. Lock the frick in. Having 1 or 2 of these type of runs per week is really good. Moving right on to Wednesday. First day of the week where I don't have to run, which is lovely. At the start of creating my training plan for the New York City Marathon, it did ask me how many days am I able to run, how many days am I able to lift, how many days am I able to do mobility. So I believe I put down 5 days to run, which, you know, I definitely want to be disciplined with the number of days that I'm running. I think I can be a little bit more lenient when it comes to days that I'm in the gym. I'm pretty sure I put maybe 4 strength sessions in a week. But yes, today was a legs and core day. They always have me start out with some body weight warm-ups. And again, for this workout, I basically use it as a guide. My workout was pretty similar to what Runna had provided me. I did do sort of a straight leg deadlift with the barbell, supersetted that with a single arm snatch. I'm used to doing 3 to 4 sets of each exercise, so I sort of stuck with that. Rear leg raised lunge, so a Bulgarian split squat. I feel like that, any sort of single leg strength, I love for running. So important to do. Short lever Copenhagen plank. Oh my god, why can't I say that? Short lever Copenhagen plank. Such a freaking burner. I highly suggest trying that one out. Bent knee calf raises are a definite new fave of mine. You get a little bit more activation in your Achilles when you have your knee in that bent position. It's great. Whether you do it with a little weight or just body weight, it's so good. Chef's kiss. Staggered stance, V-stance, hip thrust, again with the single leg action. But yeah, I just love all the sort of like runner focus exercises that they implement. Though it may not seem like it's doing much because it's just body weight or it's not as heavy as what you would like to do in the gym. It's helping. I know that it's doing good for me, and it just feels nice sometimes to not have to worry about going so dang heavy in the gym because I'm training with more of a purpose in mind. I'm training to become a better runner and to run a freaking marathon. So yeah, that's sort of my mindset during marathon training, is whatever I'm doing in the gym is to aid in my running. It's just kind of like a shift in priorities, I suppose. If you're not training for something specific, you don't have to be in that mindset. That's where your balance comes in. But this is just something that I love about being in a training block, is like having a focus and having everything that I do in my life be a factor of something bigger than myself. How I'm strengthening, how I'm recovering, how I'm fueling. It's really such a rewarding process, and I feel like the best thing about marathon training isn't just the race itself, it's all the work that goes into it. These little sessions all add up, and yeah, that was my legs and core day. Thursday was another treadmill workout, and I've been really liking doing my tempo runs, my hill runs, those kind of running workouts on my treadmill, just because number one, it's downstairs, it's very convenient, but number two, it's very controlled, so I can set the pace, set the incline, have my watch going, like everything is all measured out. And I don't think I'll do all of my tempo runs and all of my hill runs on the treadmill, just because I do want to have that sort of outside experience, and it's just good to get out, be on similar terrain to what your race is going to be like, but sometimes it's nice to be in a more controlled condition. So yeah, I set my hills to about 6%. Hopefully the hills in New York aren't any steeper than that, because that would be scary. In the future though, I will definitely go use the San Francisco hill, get some training on that. I really enjoyed this hill run because I got to do shorter intervals. I love shorter, faster intervals. Basically sprints uphill. It just makes you feel strong and alive, and then you get a full recovery afterwards, which is amazing. My plan had me 30 seconds running hard uphill into 20 seconds of walking, and then an easy jog, not a Jeezy, an easy jog back down. Just to make it easier on myself, I pretty much just did my 30-second uphill run into a 20-second like light jog, continuing up that hill into a full walk. I didn't bother changing it back to a decline, just because then I would have to keep moving my treadmill back and forth. Essentially my entire workout was uphill. But yeah, this one I had a lot of fun with. I did that 8 times, and then the next block I was running uphill for a longer period of time, so I did drop my speed down a little just so that I could sustain 90 seconds of running hard uphill. I have no complaints with this one. I'm actually very excited for my next progressive hills, because yeah, just a fun workout. Playing with incline sounds scary, but it can be kind of fun and pretty empowering. To follow up, I did a mobility session. So upstairs I grabbed my mat and I basically did a 30-minute yoga flow. Runna had a video that I could just have playing, that I could just follow along. I love a good yoga sesh, and I definitely should be doing at least 2 or 3 of these a week, especially if they're only 30 minutes. I feel like it's so easy to just sprinkle that into my week. Friday, ladies and gentlemen, we have our next easy run. I get like 2 of these a week, I'm pretty sure. 4-miler, which is just glorious. I love to see a low number on my running plan. Again, took this by the beach and it was lovely. This day I blocked my workouts together. So I went on my run early afternoon, and then immediately after I trained downstairs in the home gym. So I was able to do this full body workout with pretty much just my dumbbells, which is amazing. Some days I will do my run in the morning and then strength training in the evening, but sometimes when I do that, it leaves more room for me to skip my workout at the end of the day. If I'm able to, I like to just sort of block it together, do it back to back. Personal preference, it really just depends on the day. Sometimes I'm swamped with editing and whatnot, so I don't really have a choice. My full body day, we are building strength. We did a bit of legs, staggered stance RDLs, single arm shoulder presses. Abductors are very important, so really liked these side leg raises with a band. Supersetted those with incline dumbbell bench press. Something so satisfying about doing a chest press in the midst of marathon training. I don't know, it just makes you feel so strong. Again, focus on unilateral work, so dumbbell loaded on one shoulder, squatting away. Home gym that we have downstairs, it's a bit limited on space, but I made it work. I had the bench, had a little bit of floor room. The fact that I was able to do this at home was great. You don't have to have a gym membership to get a good workout in. Having a couple pairs of dumbbells, or in my case, these adjustable dumbbells, have been such a lifesaver. It has gotten me through so many workouts. It's also gotten me to do workouts on so many more days where I felt like skipping. Accessibility is everything. Accessibility is a big driving factor as to why people don't work out or skip their workouts. But make it convenient for yourself and then there's no excuse. Oh my gosh, I could not hold a freaking plank today. I was actually struggling so hard. Proven to me that I need to work on my core strength in these next 10 to 11 weeks. And then over the weekend, which yay, weekend. I actually did a whole separate vlog on this. So if you want the deets on that, that will be in my next video. I basically had my long run, which I had set for Saturday. Originally it was on Sunday, but again, with the feature, it's really easy to just rearrange your week. I actually had volleyball practice on Sunday, so I knew for a fact like I could not have a long run and volleyball practice on the same day. So I opted to do my long run on Saturday. That way there's no excuses and I cannot skip it. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like one of the most important things about marathon training is that long run at the end of the week, because that's what's going to be gradually building, and that's going to give you the taste of what your race day could look like, what could feel like. Granted, your long runs are typically a lot slower than what your race pace would be. So that was my Saturday. With all the switching around of workouts that I was doing, I had my 4th strength session planned for Sunday. Originally I was gonna try and do before volleyball practice, you know, kind of treat it like collegiate sports where they go lift super early in the morning and then they go right into a 2-hour practice. But no, that didn't happen. I ended up just counting my volleyball practice as my full body workout, because technically it kind of is. So yeah, that's a look at what a typical week of training looks for me. It's not a crime to adjust things to make it fit better for you. For anyone who's training for something, you want your plan to be accessible. It's important to recognize how much you're able to actually commit to your training. And it's okay to be ambitious with it, but just know your limits, and you don't have to go into it thinking I have to run 6 times a week and go to the gym 5 times a week, because for a lot of people I know that's not realistic, especially if you're still in school or if you're working. People have kids and dogs and families to take care of. Have your plan work with you, not against you. Runna and I right now, we're like they're my training buddy. They're my training buddy, and it's awesome because marathon training, a lot of times, unless you sign up with someone like a friend or your significant other or whatever, you have that accountability partner. But for me, Runna is my accountability buddy this time around. But also you guys who follow and watch and support these videos. So thank you to you. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit of a different style. Consider it like a podcast, video podcast sort of thing. Getting to sit and reflect on my training is nice. Hopefully you can take some inspiration from it, perhaps even download the Runna app. Again, you can use code Chris. Actually, I'm curious to know how many of you guys have tried Runna, if you're using Runna, or if you are going to use. I've actually had some people already who've been like, oh my god, I love Runna. I even got a comment of like, they literally got me from couch to 5K, which is amazing. Stunning progress. The progress you can see when you stay disciplined to yourself is crazy. But yes, I'm very curious, so let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Lots of marathon training content to come, obviously, but if there are certain videos that you want to see from me, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.